Hello, and welcome back to Tutorial Grounds. Today I will be recapping
1998 dark comedy film called Dirty Work.
Arabella, a fashion designer, joins Marilyn and her husband Ross for breakfast at their house.
Ross, who is wealthy, constantly belittles and humiliates Marilyn, accusing her of laziness and marrying him for money.
Arabella remains silent, but suddenly Ross begins coughing and dies. Arabella has been struggling to break into the fashion industry, with all her recent efforts resulting in rejection. Her manager Ian advises her to keep trying and suggests she work as a personal shopper. Arabella is hesitant but eventually goes for an interview with Marilyn, who intimidates her but offers her a job as a personal shopper for her upcoming book launch. Later, Arabella meets a plumber named Marcus, who shares his desire for a woman in his life. He attempted to seduce her with his gaze, but Safi, her roommate, interrupted and asked about him. Arabella commented on how wild Safi was and how she helped unleash her inner self. Arabella told Safi about her job interview and how Marilyn made her feel weak. Safi advised her to leave Marilyn, but the next day Marilyn called Arabella and offered her the job. When Arabella arrived at Marilyn's apartment, she saw Marilyn's husband, Ross, who seemed like a cheater. Ross embarrassed Marilyn by reading her manuscript, and when she tried to stop him, he slapped her. Arabella consoled Marilyn, who told her about the book's plot of a woman killing her abusive husband. Arabella felt attracted to Marilyn but only sniffed her clothes and watched her have sex with another man before trying it herself and being unable to stop. One morning, Arabella goes shopping with Dylan to buy clothes for Marilyn's interview. Arabella offers clothes she made herself, but Marilyn rejects them. Arabella then gives her designer clothes, and Marilyn goes to her interview. After the interview, Dylan flirts with Marilyn and they have sex while Arabella watches in the bedroom. This is the first time Arabella feels like joining in, and she realizes her inner self has woken up. That night, she calls Safi and tells her she wants to join the relationship. However, Safi thinks it might be because it's the week of her mother's death and she's just scared. Arabella reassures her that she's not drinking or on drugs and is fine. Marilyn gives her a chain and tells her she will be her dog, following her everywhere she wants, and she will pay her during their next dressing. Marilyn asks Arabella to attend one of her husband's business meetings with her. Ross sleeps right after the meeting, and Marilyn proceeds to have a threesome with two of the men, while another one goes to have sex with Arabella. The following day, Arabella asks Marilyn what she would have done if Ross woke up and asked her why she stayed in a loveless relationship. Marilyn explains that Ross threatens to take everything from her, and she feels trapped. After that conversation, Arabella sees Ross talking to a strange man and wonders if she should tell Marilyn, especially now that she's her submissive. However, she doesn't tell her. She meets with Safi, who wonders if she's in love with Marilyn, but Arabella claims she isn't in love with her. Arabella returns to Marilyn's house and sees the door locked. She enters through the back door and sees Marilyn injured. Arabella consoles her, and Marilyn asks to take her to where she unwinds from pain. She takes Arabella to a members-only BDSM club and lies, saying Arabella is her daughter, so she can gain entrance. Arabella has never been to a club like that before, and it's a new experience for her. She refuses to inflict pain, and Marilyn ties her up and makes her watch as she has sex with other men. Arabella gets jealous that other men are touching Marilyn while she watches. On the following day, Marilyn kisses Arabella and they engage in sexual activity. Arabella then informs Marilyn about a strange man and the breakfast that led to Ross's death. The police inquire about anyone who may want to harm Ross, and Arabella mentions the strange man in a hoodie. Marilyn then takes a bath and tells Arabella they need some space for a few days. Arabella shares that she had a sexual relationship with Safi's father at the age of 13, and he committed suicide after their breakup. Later, Arabella's designs are accepted by a designer, and she celebrates by sneaking into Marilyn's house. There, she meets a man in a hoodie who tells her he's a private investigator hired by Ross. Marilyn hastily leaves, and Arabella calls the police on herself. Marilyn accuses Arabella of killing Ross, and Arabella is imprisoned for 6 years. After her release, Arabella finds Marilyn waiting for her at the prison gate. Throughout her time in prison, Arabella realizes that her true purpose is to be Marilyn's pet. The movie ends here. Don't forget to support the channel by liking the video and subscribing to the channel.